But this is obviously a strong opponent you're facing. What do you expect from your team to make a good match with Lazio?
I expect that all the things that we did good last game against FC Nordsjælland, this aggressiveness, this pressing forward, this much better quality with the ball, the keep more compact, the distance between lines, I expect that we can offer this level again, and it's possible. We have to increase it because we play a very good opponent. Also, we are playing home. That I expect to see my team developing, and I hope they can have a good day in all the aspects of the game, and we can fight for the 3 points.
Okay. But also, most people would say that Lazio, of course, is major favorites in this game. But are you optimistic about your chances to have a result?
We never lose a game before a game.
No.
That is the way that we approach all the games. In the whiteboard, we always win 3-0. Then, of course, we have to play, but of course not. Of course, we know that he's a very good opponent and has a lot of experience in Europe, and they know how to play these competitions. It's also a history in Europe that they have, and they play in a very big league, and they have very good players. We know that. But also, I know how good our players are. I know if they have a good day, we'll make it very difficult for them.
Okay, and you had an unfortunate result in the first game in Austria. So, how important do you see this game in regards to the chance to progress from the group?
Always, the next game is the most important game. We are playing home, and we have to perform good at home in front of our fans, and then we'll try to do our best game as possible. And then let's see at the end of the game where we will be. I only think about the next game.
Okay.
Og
til Erik, ja. Det bliver også på engelsk også. Erik, what do you have to do as a team to have a good chance against a strong side like Lazio?
It requires a collective. It requires that we as a team perform as a high level as possible. And then of course, on the day, the individual qualities has to shine, but if we can be really, really good as a collective, then we will have the chance in the game, because we know that we are good players. We know that we can be a strong team whenever we face the good opponents as well in Europe. So that belief as well, and to go out there with our chest high and believe in ourselves, and then the game will open up at some point, and that's where we really need to stick together and be compact, because we will have our difficulties, of course, but if we do a bit more extra, if we talk a little bit more extra, then we can maybe anticipate and save some of the situation that will happen.
Okay, but you say you have to believe in yourself. Is that a struggle with the struggling you've had as a team in a period of time now?
The funny thing about it is that it actually is not, because we have a clear direction. We know which way we are heading, and that's something that gives our minds a bit more calmness, and we know that, listen, we are on a road where we really want to succeed, but sometimes we need to learn as well in that periods. But of course, we want to win every game we can, and that's what we also have of ambitions.
Can you also see this game as an opportunity? Against on paper a much stronger team. If you can make a result, you can really get a boost out of it.
Yes, of course. We will face teams in Europe. We have the possibility to create something magical, and of course we believe that we can do that. But again, it requires 11 players that wants to play for each other, and that's what we're aiming tomorrow.
Okay. Er der andre?
Jonas, har du det?
Jeg synes, det var rigtig godt.
Synes du det?
Ja.
And Italian media,
Yes.
just grab the microphone and then address if it's to Albert or Eric.
Good morning, Mister. I would like to know what do you think about the best quality of Lazio? Have you fear some players? What quality you think that is the best in the Lazio?
No, I think it's a very good team with a very good players in all lines. And of course, Immobile is a very good player with his deep runs, always trying to find the back of the defense line. And sometimes when they make passes inside and they make quick passes, trying to look the back of the line, that they are very good on that, and they have very good quality players in front. Anderson or Immobile, they have very good players. Luis Alberto is a very good team, and they can play very good, and we have to be very aware if we want to have success tomorrow.
Do you believe me if I told you that there are some journalists and that don't like Ciro Immobile in Italy. Do you believe me?
I don't know.
Do you like Ciro Immobile?
You have to ask them.
Yeah,
have to ask them.
but for
When I see Lazio, I see a good team with good players,
Okay.
and Immobile is one of them.
okay,
But also there are more players who are also good.
okay.
But when I look my squad,
Mhm.
I also see a very good players, and I also like them.
Thank
That at the end is Europe, and is the second competition most important with clubs in the world, and you will find good players.
For the player, I would like to know if you have studied some player, some Lazio player. If you look them how play in the, what do you think about what player do you have fear?
We always prepare for the opponent, and we have done that for Lazio as well. And as Albert said, it's good individual qualities. We've seen some of the clips, and for us it requires that we are alert, that we communicate, that we're always on the front foot, so we can be ready to cope with that. But of course, as a football player, you never fear anyone,
Okay.
because you
Yes.
just want to go out there and play. And in my mindset, they should be aware of how good we are. So that's always the case in football, that someone thinks something else. But it's a good challenge to face some of the good strikers, and of course Ciro Immobile is one of them.
Thank you.
Ellers har du
Ja, nu skal jeg med. Albert, I actually talked to Eric also yesterday, and he told me that he can feel the progress in the team since you came step by step. What are your feelings about it right now?
Even higher than him. Yes, I told after the game, I say of course we were very satisfied with the point, especially in a game against Jefferson, that we could win. We could win that game, but also we could lose that game. And at the end we got the point, and people was satisfied, especially when you get a point in the last second of the game. But I said to them, listen, I'm very happy with the point, of course, but I think we could win that game. What I said, what I'm most happy is all the things that we have improved from the last games. That for me is the most important. That means I know that every time they feel more comfortable, but I am even more confident than them.
And is there something still, I guess there is, that you think we should still improve this to be on the right track?
I never see a coach, even if he stays three years in one club, that is always trying to improve the team. It doesn't matter if you is only 3 weeks or you are 2 years. You always try to make the best of your team. The process is never done. This is something that is mobile, is subjective, is nothing that you do this and this and this, okay, then my job is done. Not at all. And I just arrived, the players just met me, that means still we have a lot of things to share each other.
Emil, har du noget? Kan lige få mikrofonen op til...
Erik, what's the biggest changes you've experienced since Albert arrived?
I think the level of demands has been extraordinary. The attention to details, no, but in a good way, because we have experienced for a long time that we need a direction, and that's what Albert has come in with, and that's something that we as players appreciate a lot, that everything into detail, especially when it's a bit more tough, then the details matters more than you would know, and in football that's the details that's going to decide a lot of things. So I think there's a lot of changes, but in a good way, and every day we are learning. We are, as I said the first interview, we open our heads again because we are learning new ways of football. Not that we haven't done it before, but it's always good again to get the knowledge, and then of course it's nice to just play football and get a good direction.
Albert, for you as well, you talk about improvements a lot, but what has to be the single most, the biggest improvement you've made since you arrived in your own perspective?
To start to win games.
Sorry,
To start to win games, to win 3-4 games in a row. That is the best training for the coach. When we can win 2, 3, 4 games in a row, it gives a lot of confidence to the players, and then my job is much easier. And that is what we are trying to make the structure of the team and the confidence of the team to build as much as we can to find some winnings in a row that because they are very good players. At the moment that it will gonna happen, they will make a big jump.
Okay, you always already said a few times that it's a good team that you're ruling over, but do they fit your style of play?
It is not my style of play, it's the FC Midtjylland style of play. We are creating something here together with the values of the club, with the expectations of the club in the way that we want to play football. And we are aligned, absolutely aligned, and we are working together. That is not my way, it's the way of the club. And I'm very happy for that. And I'm very happy with the players that I have. They are very good, much better than me. That's why I don't play. And and I'm satisfied. I will never find excuses with players, never.
Andre med spørgsmål? Yeah, of course.
Hello, sorry for my English. Are you happy to meet Patrick and Pedro? I'm not sure, but you worked with them in Barcelona, I think, huh?
Yes, yes. I mean, I trained Pedro. I met Pedro, and I can say that because when he was in Barça B, in Barça C, and I say, Pedro, you have to play in a team who plays in Champions League because you are a fantastic player and you are a top player. And in the weekend, in that moment, he was struggling a little bit to play good in the weekends, but during the week he was fantastic. That we make this joke with him and say, you have to find a club who plays in Champions League because in Wednesdays you always play fantastic. But he just arrived in the club, and everybody could see when Guardiola arrived in the club, he should leave in that moment because he was not performing his highest level. And Guardiola said, oh, I like him, how he trains. I say, of course, he's a top player. And they, okay, then let's wait 1 week. Let's wait 2 weeks. And after 3 weeks, Guardiola said, I will take it with me. I understand that you take it with him because he's a top player. Sometimes players also need coaches who can trust the player. And Guardiola give him all the trust, and they really make click the way that they understood football, and that it changed the life of Pedro as a footballer. And after that, he won everything in the world that you can win. That means he's an amazing player, an amazing person.
And Patrick,
Patrick.
also Patrick, you worked
Yes,
with
but he was.
Are you surprised to find him a defender now?
I'm never surprised. In the youth academy of Barcelona, there is always very good players. Because maybe they cannot make it in Barcelona, it doesn't mean that they cannot have a fantastic career out of Barcelona. And that is one of the cases with Patrick, that maybe he struggled a little bit more to play with the first team in Barcelona, that he couldn't make it. But then he was brave, he went outside, he grew a lot, he learned another ways to play football, to understand, and look, where is he now? It's big compliments for him, big respect for that.
And sorry, Luis Alberto, you don't work, you didn't work with him, but what do you think about him? In Italy, we don't understand why he doesn't go to the national team, never go, so only one time. What do you think about him?
Well, as a coach, I like him. But this question you should ask to Luis Enrique, not to me. Why he doesn't go there? It's not a question for me.
Thank you.
Andre spørgsmål på faldet. Anyone else with a question? Satisfied? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.